Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is going to be your general mini cross reading for August 2021. I'm going to be looking at what this full moon in Leo might be bringing for you. It will be falling in your 7th house of relationships, partnerships, house of contract, marriages, house of contracts. That's your 7th house. And what's important about this full moon today is, of course, the moon is at 0 Leo, and the sun is at 0 Aquarius. And so between the year of 2017 all the way up to 2019, January 20th to be exact, January 20th, 2019, where we had eclipses across that Leo Aquarius axis. Now, the eclipse that fell January 20th of 2020 was at 0 degrees. And so this moon is triggering that point. We will also be having a second full moon in Leo. I think it's next month. So it's double full moon in Leo. So there's a lot of Leo energy happening. So I have with me the Radiant White deck, the La Vida Sibila, and you'll get an opportunity to clarify or to ask a question, with the angel answer cards, okay? Let me go ahead and turn the camera around. Don't look at my office, y'all. I'm saying it on every video. Just don't look at it. I finally got all of my books out of the garage and into the house. I have probably 20 boxes of books, and now I have to catalog. I have to go through stuff, and then I'm going to have to build some shelves for them. So just, that's why a lot of you are like, oh, you're so thorough with your tarot card readings. It's because I use a lot of books. I read a lot. I try to perfect my craft. I want to be good at what I do. So that being said, let's go ahead and put the cards down. Like I said, I've already done a bit of meditation and shuffling on your sign. Some really interesting readings. So I suggest that you go back and watch the moon and rising signs, if you know your moon and rising sign. All right, here we go. What is the crux of the matter? The Knight of Wands. There's that Leo energy. Rushing back and forth, messages, doing things, people not sticking around, coming and going. Okay, it's the Knight. This can be somebody who will kind of just do stuff and not think about it, and then drop it and leave it and go someplace else. All right, so what is the foundation of this issue? It's also a message. So there's a message right in the center of this. Something I think that has come from the past. Oh, it is a message about an ending. This is the 7th house. Quite interesting. News either of a passing, and normally this, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, traditionally we do not interpret this card as an actual death. But the times that we are living in right now, okay, so this could be news of someone passing away, but most certainly it is the news of an ending. This is the crux, this is the foundation of the issue. What is the energy of the near or distant past? The 4 of Swords. What is the unknown energy coming in? Wow. It is the Ace of Swords. Wow. And what is the unknown energy coming up in the near or distant future? It is the Lovers. Wow. Okay, this is definitely an ending, and I think someone may have left or taken some time off. Maybe there's been a separation, but there's definitely, this is an ending of some type of partnership, most certainly. What is the energy over the entire reading? The Page of Pentacles. That's quite interesting because pages also bring news. Traditionally, it's maybe about financial news, so this could be about learning new skills or going to college, learning something new, new apprentice. But this is also about the doing of something, okay? That's what the Pentacles represent, the doing of something. That sweat equity. Wow. So, 2 swords, a wand, and 2 major arcana cards here. This Ace of Swords, aces are usually yes cards, okay, that whatever, it's the excessive degree of everything. So this could be that the power and the availability, an energy portal is opened up to you, and there's a power and an energy available to you to, I don't know, clear the air. But I want you to notice something. One of the old 14th century interpretations of this card is a marriage. And we get that from the ring, what is a crown actually, on the sword. So it's held up. It looks like a ring, a proposal, a marriage. Now, sometimes, relationships run out of road. So whether this is an actual legal marriage where you guys went down and filed the paperwork and you made the announcements and you got married in the church, or whether this is a common law thing. That's, you've been in a partnership, you've been living with someone for a long time, you're just like husband and wife. But this could also be true for a business partnership, because that's what the 7th house represents. It is the house of contracts. It is the house where you get together, two people, you get even two companies that get together, say we're going to merge. They make it public. It's public record. Everybody knows about it. And then all of a sudden there's a falling out and they've got to divest or break up the company. Yeah. It becomes public record, right? And everybody knows about it. So it's also the house of open enemies. Marriage and open enemies. Contracts. All right. Now, no matter what, the death card just says that there's an ending here. And in fact, the cards are going in 2 different ways. These horses are going in 2 different directions. He is faced towards the future. This knight is faced towards the past. It looks to me like this is a leaving from a partnership. The choice has been made. And that's what the Lovers represents. A lot of people like to look at it and say, oh, that's talking about lovers. Well, that's what's on the card. But the real meaning, because it's a major arcana card, talks about the spiritual lessons and the life lessons. This is about a choice between head or heart. A choice needs to be made. And here the angel, and I want to say this is Gabriel. No, Gabriel blows the horn. It's Raphael. The angel Raphael is trying to heal this situation, or at least to keep the peace and the calm. But as you can see, that mountain in the back, this is a thorny situation. That looks like a thorn to me, or a shark's tooth. It's a pointy situation, right? So there's a decision that needs to be made. What are you going to do? Now, I can't look at this card and this, I can't look at this card because it represents a person, okay? But for me, it always shows up as a message and an event, something happening, some news comes that does something, that starts something, that moves something, that ends something. It's an event. So what does that leave me? It leaves me with these 2 swords. The 4 of Swords, it's about resting and taking a break and stepping away from something. Okay? See those 3 swords on the wall there, but they're pointed down. So this to me implies that there has been some pain or hurt or maybe even betrayal, right? Those 3 swords pointed downwards, okay? Like you would see them in the 3 of Hearts. But there's also this sword lying here, right? Ready to be picked up, to slice through. This is what the ace, that double-edged sword, there's a truth here. Yes, all right? But yes, this is over. It has run out of road, all right? And sometimes this could be about the excessive, when I say the excessive degree of everything, this could be about excessive worry and anxiety, okay, about what's happening or what's going to happen or what could happen or what may happen, right? But only you get to control your mind. Nobody else does. And that's that sword there, taking a break. And now some news has come to activate this thing and bring it about. So I'm going to see if these 2 cards tell me anything next to these 2 cards. Okay, maybe I can gather some more information here. Now, also, because we're living in a time of COVID-19 that just doesn't seem to go away, This could even be a literal death of someone, okay? Which, of course, is another story. So this is not the story that I'm picking up, but when I saw these cards, I had to say that when it came out. All right, what am I doing? I'm looking at the Ace at the Swords here. Here we go. With the Ace of Swords. Now, relates to the time frame from the 22nd, 22 to 27 June, which could be why he's writing back to the past. That could be when this event took place, or it relates to something that happened during that time frame. It may be implying a feeling of sadness, depression, anxiety, and wasted efforts. It carries with it the expectation that things will not work out as planned. It implies that there is a focus on a critical and potentially volatile situation or circumstance. You may find yourself in a position of having to take action or make a decision under stressful circumstances, so it is important that you keep your emotions balanced in order to make the correct decision. Now, it doesn't tell me anything next to these two cards. It does not. So I'm going to move over to the Four of Swords. A card of meditation, contemplation, and solitude. It is an indication that some negativity is moving away from your life with the promise of better to come. It gives the impression of feeling isolated, cut off, and out of touch. It is time to seriously consider new ways and plans for the future. It is asking you to prepare yourself for changing circumstances and tells of a need to take time to contemplate and reflect and to renew both your mental and physical energies. Next to any ace, it indicates that some long-term goals or plans need to be reassessed and reevaluated before proceeding. It may be telling you that although you may not yet be involved with any long-term plan or considerations, when they do arise, make efforts to check and recheck all aspects before proceeding, as some reevaluations and amendments may be needed. Maybe this is you deciding you don't want to get married. You know what I mean? Okay? That's what the card says. It doesn't tell me anything else. So what I want to know, I think you need to hear. Because on the one hand, this is talking about a couple. This card can be indicating a choice of two pathways or two choices, and the need to look carefully at one's choices, as each choice leads to different future events and or consequences. It asks that you select your path with care, as the outcome is very important. So be sure it is the one that you truly wish to undertake. It may be implying that you have an important choice or choices, and that careful consideration of a major decision should turn out positively. Consider everything carefully, as the outcome will be vitally important. You are asked to make firm decisions and then follow through with conviction. Now, what? It can speak about soulmate relationships. But like I tell people, many people are under the illusion that soulmate relationships, you ride off into the sunset and you never have an argument, and you live forever in love, on love and sunshine, right? Soulmate relationships are never romantic. They are the most difficult relationships that you will ever have, because the two of you have decided to, as souls, your two souls have decided to come back together in this reincarnation to work out the karma, right? And so maybe in a past life you did that person wrong, and they come up in your life to redo you wrong so they can pay you back. And so the question becomes, what is it about this person, or what lesson is this person trying to show you about yourself? It's never about the other person. It's always about you. That's the kind of work that I do in my soul recalibration readings. Which, by the way, somebody, I'm supposed to be doing one for you. I'll get back to you soon. I don't know why I brought that up here because I don't know the person's sign. But anyway, let me take a look at what this death card is talking about. I mean, it's final and it is complete. But even still, death says that there's a new beginning, a new tomorrow, because it's simply a transitory state. It's a transition from the old to the new. You know? And that can be good if it was a bad relationship, or if, you know, it was codependency or drugs, or I don't know, whatever the case may be. That can be something good. If this is the passing of someone and they were in pain, or, you know, their quality of life had diminished, they're moving from the old to the new. The death card. Dileranti. Riunione. Yes. And the Allegrezza al Cuore. Well, there's another card that came out with that too. It is the Dispiacere. So, the reunion card can be just that, meeting someone or going on a date. Okay? It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be getting back together. Maybe that's what you thought. Maybe you're going to get back together with this person. But it shows up first with the Dileranti. The Il Dileranti, known as the lunatics. Generally, the card indicates setbacks, delays, accidents, recklessness, disorganization, opposition, mutually exclusive beliefs, precarious conditions, and transitory states. It is a card that heralds complications of all kinds and the worsening of the situation inquired about, as well as arguments and confusion. It heralds problems and trouble on all fronts, grave arguments and falling outs with clients, partners, and even family members. It also warns of foolish decisions and dangerous situations caused by someone's lack of control. Now, it doesn't say anything about romance. And I'm telling you, if this is a romantic situation, that is not an energy that you want to have come up in your relationship. Okay? It can speak about someone who believes in false ideas and or doctrines that ultimately cause their own downfall. It indicates someone being swayed by other equally deluded people, hence the concept of plurality in the card. But basically, it's about keeping bad company, taking bad advice, and hanging around with people who mean you ill or don't mean you well. Okay? Now, in the middle of this, we have the riunione. Now, this could, on the off chance, be talking about the idea of, you know, going out, not necessarily going out, but at some type of event, a meeting of some sort. Perhaps it might have been a wedding or some type of celebration, and somebody, I don't know, acting just a complete fool and an idiot. Okay, these are three strange cards to show up. So I just have to give you the, this is the 8 of Wands here, or the 8 of Clubs, which says that it can represent a reconciliation after an argument or a truce. That might be what that is. Meeting someone halfway, making up after a disagreement, or someone coming back in a period of harmony, right? And maybe I'm reading it all wrong. Maybe this is somebody coming back into your life, all right, to reconcile with you. Like I said, it can't be true for everybody. Now, the card does have two neutral meanings, so simply that of an appointment, a reunion, or a date, without any positive or negative connotation to it. In long-distance relationships, it can mean that the partner will now be closer, if not being around on a more consistent basis. And then we have this card. But this is what I don't understand, and I certainly don't understand what this is. And I'll explain that to you in a moment. The allegrezza al cuore, happiness of the heart. The Sibilas are quite distinct in the two types of happiness. There's an article on the website about the different, how the Greeks had 5 different types of happiness. Well, this is happiness of the heart, right? And the other happiness in the Sibila is the allegria, happiness with family and friends. So this card, it is representative of a wedding. That headpiece that she's wearing there was what was worn by brides in the 13th century. Here you see the groom, okay, and this is the bride, of course, and that's the bride's brother. They are related by clothing: red jacket, red skirt, green pants, green top, and this is the groom over here. So it indicates all sorts of celebrations, parties, graduations, birthdays, these types of things, right? So it's about blood ties. But it also says, it says that if personal relationships were troubled, it heralds reconciliation and represents requited love and or a period of emotional stability. It indicates the presence of loyalty and the ability to make a commitment, but also in more than one area, so also in business. So this really could, be a reconciliation, but then this card made an appearance underneath. When I pulled it, I almost pulled it and pulled it out. And so that string of cards, that sentence there, tells me that there's some news coming that is going to hurt. Okay? So let me give this to you, and then we're going to pull a card. This card is called Sorrow. In love, it heralds misunderstandings, disappointments, and separation, and perhaps sometimes even domestic violence. In family matters, it foretells of falling out and bitter disputes, feuds, and very sad news. The 2 main areas of impact that are found in this card is the letter, which heralds unexpected bad news, which can be from any source. And second is the woman's reaction to it. This indicates an event that will shake you to your core and will negatively affect you emotionally on a very, very deep level. Now, it says to pay particular attention to the cards next to it, because invariably this card refers to what the sorrow will be about. Formulate your question, please, for the angel answer card. And all of this falling on the death card. And I don't care what anybody says, death always wins. Okay? Endings always come. They always come at some point, whether we like it or not. So I don't know what to tell you about this. Like I said, for some of you, this may be the ending of a relationship. For others of you, this might mean that there's a reconciliation. But most certainly, there's some bad news coming. Here's the card. Yes. And this is the final yes. It has the exclamation point. So, the meaning of this card, it says, bravo. The decision that you have made is the right one. There is no need to continue to sort through additional options. You know what to do, and you should move forward with your plans. You have made the correct choice for your personal growth and development. However, some decisions can be a true challenge. So if the task ahead of you is daunting or even sad, then proceed with your plans in a way that is life-affirming and self-loving. Ask your angels to be with you every step of the way, and do not hesitate to call upon friends or family for support. This is really about maintaining the balance within. That's really what that's about. Being able to maintain your balance so that you can make the best decisions for yourself. This is the card of the Lovers. that's what I have for you, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I do hope that message helped you. And until next time, be well, stay safe, and namaste.